For Kenta, delivery dinners were routine. Alone in his apartment, it was just a transaction. But tonight, the knock at the door felt heavier. The driver, Hana, stood in the warm light, clutching 2 bags instead of 1. Her knuckles were white.
Here is your order. It should still be hot.
Then why is she holding another bag?
And this one is mine. I've been ordering my own dinner every night, so I could have a reason to knock on your door.
She's been spending her own money just to stand at my door for 30 seconds.
I am so sorry. I have to go.
Without thinking, his hand shot out, wrapping around her wrist before she could escape. She tore free and fled down the hallway, her footsteps swallowed by silence. Kenta stood alone, holding both bags. 3 weeks earlier, Kenta lived in a loop. Wake, work, come home, order delivery. The app knew his order before he even tapped it.
Shrimp, tempura bowl, extra soy sauce. The only thing that changes is the driver.
At 7:43, the knock echoed through the small apartment. Right on time, like the universe had him on a schedule. He opened the door and the same face greeted him. A woman in a navy delivery jacket, her name tag a blur.
Good evening. 1 shrimp tempura bowl, extra soy sauce, just how you like it.
Thanks. Drive safe out there.
He shut the door before the word thanks had fully left his lips. Their exchanges never lasted more than 10 seconds. He settled onto the couch, container in hand, the television dark. The only light came from his phone screen, where he swiped through nothing.
If I deleted the app, would I even remember how to cook? Or would I just sit here in silence?
Outside, the delivery scooter hummed away, already erased from his thoughts. The cycle would repeat tomorrow. Night after night, Kenta pulled up the app. His dinner arrived at his door, always in familiar hands.
The same delivery driver. 3 times this week. 5 times the week before. That can't be normal.
He opened the order history, scrolling back through months of shrimp tempura bowls and the names beside them. Monday, Hana. Tuesday, Hana. Thursday, Hana. The pattern stared back at him, undeniable.
The app assigns drivers randomly. Statistically, this is almost impossible.
He sat with the screen glowing, a knot forming in his stomach. Coincidence felt like the wrong word.
Is she following me? No, that's insane. But what else could it be?
He decided to run a test. Tomorrow, he would order from a restaurant farther away, one outside her usual zone.
If she still shows up, then she's definitely gaming the system.
He placed the order, heart beating a little faster. The next night would give him an answer, or a new kind of question. The next evening, Kenta positioned himself near the door, waiting. When the knock came, he opened it immediately. Hana stood frozen, hand still raised for a second knock. Her eyes widened before she managed a professional smile.
Good evening. 1 miso ramen, extra egg. From the place on Oak Street.
Oak Street is 3 miles away. There are dozens of drivers closer than she was.
Kenta took the bag, holding her gaze a beat too long. She broke first, glancing down at her phone with a faint tremble in her fingers.
Here's your receipt. Have a good night.
The door clicked shut. Kenta moved to the window. Her scooter sat under the street lamp, a colored sticker on the back fender. He squinted. University parking permit. Grad student section. She wasn't just a delivery driver.
A student. Driving meals to strangers. For what? Lab fees? Tuition? And why my door?
Kenta closed the door, a decision settling. Next delivery, he would ask. Not about the app, about her. The next night, Kenta opened the door with a rehearsed lightness, but his eyes were sharp.
You know, I think you've delivered every single order I've made this month.
Hana's practiced smile cracked at the edges. Her fingers tightened on the bag handle.
The algorithm does that sometimes, for efficient routing.
A deep blush crept from her neck to her hairline. She couldn't meet his eyes for more than a second.
Efficient routing doesn't explain Oak Street, or the university sticker. She's lying.
Before he could say more, She thrust the bag into his hands with a jerky motion, nearly dropping it.
I have to go. Your food's getting cold.
She fled down the hallway, not running, but walking too fast, her hands trembling at her sides.
That wasn't annoyance. That was fear? Embarrassment? What did I just step into?
Kenta began opening the door before the knock, watching her walk down the hallway. Dark circles carved under her eyes, but when he thanked her, her face lit up for a moment. One stormy night, the knock came softer than usual. He didn't think she'd come. He opened the door. She stood dripping, raincoat plastered to her, shivering slightly. She held the bag against her chest, the cardboard still dry. She had taken the storm for his dinner.
You didn't have to come in this weather. I would have understood.
It's fine. Your order was waiting. I didn't want it to get cold.
He handed her a towel. She took it with trembling hands, and for a moment, they just looked at each other.
Drive safe out there, Hana.
Her eyes brimmed. She turned and ran to the scooter. Kenta stood in the doorway, towel forgotten, until her taillight was just a red dot in the dark. A few nights later, Kenta opened the door as Hana reached the top of the stairs. Her steps dragged. She handed him the bag with a tired smile, but it didn't reach her eyes.
Hey, Hana, are you okay? You look like you haven't slept in days.
Just grad school. I'm driving nights to fund my research. It's a lot.
She said it like it was nothing, but her shoulders sagged under an invisible weight.
She's funding her own research. How many nights has she done this? Wait here a second. I have something for you.
He returned with a cold energy drink, pressing it into her hands before she could refuse.
You really don't have to. I am just the delivery driver.
She took it anyway, cradling it like a small treasure. Kenta watched her go, a new resolve settling in his chest. The next delivery, Kenta opened the door before the knock. Hana stood with the bag, her eyes avoiding his.
One-ton katsu ramen, extra pork belly, straight from your favorites.
Her voice was steady, but her grip on the handles was white-knuckled. She didn't turn to go.
Every night, you say it. Thank you. Drive safe. Like clockwork. I know it's just a routine for you, but it's the only thing I look forward to all week.
The only thing she looks forward to. 6 words from a stranger, her week built around this doorway.
Her face flooded scarlet. She stumbled backward, the confession already turning to regret.
Forget I said anything. Good night.
She ran. Not fast-walked this time, ran down the hallway, footsteps echoing off the walls. Kenta didn't move.
She's been feeding on crumbs. My drive safe was a meal. That's why she kept coming back.
After that night, her words circled him like a loop. The only thing I look forward to. 6 words that reshuffled everything inside him.
She's been surviving on hello and goodbye. And so have I, only I never admitted it.
That afternoon, he tidied the apartment with sudden urgency, clearing the coffee table, setting 2 cups beside the kettle.
What if she refuses? What if I just make things worse?
He placed the order anyway, his fingers hesitating on the screen. Same restaurant, same bowl, same driver, he hoped.
If I do nothing, the silence wins. For both of us.
He rehearsed the line under his breath. Do you want to come in and eat with me? The words felt heavier than they should.
I'm about to invite my delivery driver to dinner. This is either brave or pathetic.
He waited by the door, pulse hammering, a full 10 minutes before the expected knock. Then, at 7:43, the knock came. Kenta opened the door, his rehearsed invitation dying on his lips. Hana stood holding 2 bags, her face pale.
2 bags? She never brings 2. But before I could speak, she thrust one toward me.
This is your dinner. And this one, it's mine.
She forced a laugh, but it came out broken. Her eyes were already wet.
I ordered it. Not because I was hungry, just so the app would send me here. For 30 stupid seconds.
So the pattern wasn't a glitch. She's been buying meals just to stand at my door.
A sob escaped her. She shoved the second bag into his hands, then turned, ready to bolt down the hallway.
I am sorry. Forget I exist. Please.
His hand moved before his brain could stop it. He caught her wrist, gentle but firm.
Wait.
Hana didn't move. Her wrist trembled in his grasp. Every muscle in her body braced to flee.
You bought that dinner. Don't waste it. Come inside and eat with me.
I can't. I've already humiliated myself enough for one night. Just let me go.
I've been eating alone every night for 2 years. Tonight, I'd like company. Your company.
She turned slowly, her eyes meeting his. The fear in them softened, replaced by something fragile and unreadable.
Please, you don't have to stay long. Just eat with me.
She nodded, a jerky motion, and let him guide her inside. They settled onto the couch, takeout containers between them.
I am Kenta, by the way. I am not sure if you ever saw my name on the orders.
Hana. It's Hana.
They unpacked their meals, the rustle of paper filling the silence. Then, almost simultaneously, they took their first bite. After a few bites, Hana's voice broke the quiet, her story spilling out like it had been damned too long.
Kenta, you asked why I drive. The answer is in a lab across town.
She spoke of a rare disease, one that attacks children's nervous systems. She'd been studying it since undergrad.
I fund my own equipment. Every cent of these deliveries goes into petri dishes and reagents.
Kenta set down his chopsticks, moved by the fire in her eyes. Brilliant and desperate.
This thesis is everything, but it's isolated work. Days without anyone asking how I was. Then I'd deliver your order, and you'd say drive safe, and I wasn't invisible anymore.
A rare disease in children. Why does that make my chest so heavy? It's just a coincidence. It has to be. But something inside me is bracing.
He didn't know why, but something unsaid hung between them, pressing down. Kenta broke the silence with a question, his tone lighter than the weight behind it.
What's the name of the disease? You never said.
It's called Lee syndrome. It's rare, and it's my whole reason for being.
The name crashed into Kenta like a wave. The room tilted, his vision blurring at the edges.
Lee syndrome. That's the disease that killed my little brother, Ryo, 8 years ago.
A memory surfaced. Rio at 12, pale in a hospital bed, still managing a small smile for his big brother. Hana's voice broke the haze, laced with alarm. Kenta, your face just went white.
I am sorry. I just need a moment alone.
He stood and walked to the window, his back to her. His reflection stared back, hollow-eyed. Memories crashed over him. The diagnosis, the helpless years, the funeral. A grief he'd locked away since moving here. Kenta turned from the window, his eyes rimmed red but steady. He walked back to the couch and sat down across from her.
I have a brother. His name was Ryo. He would have been 20 this year, but he never made it past 12.
He pulled a worn photograph from his wallet and placed it on the table between them. Hana looked down. The boy in the photo smiled like the world hadn't heard him yet.
He died from Lee syndrome, the same disease you've dedicated your life to fighting.
Kenta, I didn't know. I had no idea.
Tears spilled down her cheeks as the full weight of the coincidence settled over the room.
For 8 years, I never told anyone here about him. And now the universe sends me you, researching the one thing that could have saved him.
Hana reached across the table, her hand trembling, and covered his with her own. The gesture said everything. They sat like that, takeout forgotten, bound together by a grief that now had a name and a shared purpose. The silence stretched thin. Then Kenta squeezed Hana's hand and released it. His voice, when it came, was ancient with grief.
Hana, there's something else you need to know. For 8 years, I've set aside money, a memorial fund for Ryo.
He pulled a worn passbook from a drawer and placed it gently in her hands. The cover read, "For Ryo's future."
Kenta, I can't. This is for your brother. This is sacred.
You are fighting the very thing that took him. If Ryo were here, he'd beg me to give it to you. It was always meant to fight that disease.
She shook her head, a sob catching in her throat. But her fingers curled around the passbook as if it were a relic.
You've been driving all night to afford pipettes. Let me replace your exhaustion with something my brother would have wanted.
Hannah broke. A wail escaped her, and she clutched the passbook to her chest, like a life raft.
I'll make every single cent count. I won't let his memory down.
Kenta nodded, his own tears finally spilling. In an ordinary living room, a dead boy's savings began a new fight. Months folded into each other. Hana's scooter gathered dust. The delivery app stayed dormant. She'd traded night driving for all-nighters under lab lights. Text messages pinged between them. Progress update. The inhibitor is working. Kenta replied, "That's my brother's fighter." He started visiting the lab, bringing coffee instead of ordering takeout. She'd look up from her microscope, and her whole face would shift.
You are glowing. I don't think I've ever seen you this alive.
Because for the first time, I am not counting pennies. I am counting data.
One afternoon, she invited him to a departmental mini-symposium. He sat in the back, watching her present with a pride that ached in his chest. The audience clapped. Afterward, he found her in the corridor. The words he'd rehearsed abandoned him.
You were incredible up there. Rio would have been so proud.
I felt him with me. I know that sounds strange, but I did.
They walked to the parking lot in the spring air. Neither said it, but something unspoken had begun to shift between them. Months of data produced a paper, Therapeutic Targets and Lee Syndrome, accepted by a major journal. Hana didn't even wait to tell him.
Kenta, open the link I sent you. Page 23. Look at the bottom.
He followed her instructions, scrolling on his phone. The acknowledgement section glowed on the screen. The author gratefully acknowledges the support of KM and dedicates this work to his brother, who remains a light.
She put his brother into the permanent record. A boy who never made it past 12. Hana, you wrote him into history.
He couldn't finish. His voice cracked, and he covered his mouth. She was already there, her arms around him from behind.
You made this possible. Every single page has your brother's fingerprints on it.
They stayed like that, the computer screen casting a soft glow over the written proof that love doesn't die. That night, they toasted with cheap wine in his living room. Two people who'd started as a delivery notification and ended as something the universe always intended, a few weeks after the publication. Kenta asked a different question, one that had nothing to do with data or deadlines.
Would you like to go out with me? Somewhere that isn't a lab or my couch.
You are asking me on a date? Yes.
Their first official date was a walk through a park lined with cherry blossoms, petals drifting down like the universe was celebrating.
You know, I never thought I'd be dating someone I met through a delivery app.
Life's strange. The app probably still has me flagged as a regular.
They wandered through a science museum on their next date, Hana's voice animating every exhibit, Kenta's eyes never leaving her face. By evening, they walked along a quiet street, hands brushing but neither daring to close the gap. Under the halo of a single street lamp, Kenta leaned in. The kiss was hesitant, soft, a question that finally found its answer when they pulled apart. Her eyes held the same light that had first made him say, "Drive safe." Only now it was meant for him alone. A year later, under the same cherry trees where they'd first walked, Kenta stopped and turned to face her.
That night, you bought dinner just to see me. I want to buy you a lifetime. An app routed you to my door. I figure it owes me a yes.
He opened the box. Tears spilled down her face before the ring even caught the light.
Yes. 100 times yes. The delivery app led me to the love of my life. I am never deleting it.
He slipped the ring onto her finger. A simple band that sat beside the memory of his brother in the beginning of their forever.
Drive safe was the best thing I ever said. And your confession was the bravest.
Who knew a shrimp tempura bowl would lead to this?
They laughed together under the cherry blossoms, the ring catching the last of the evening sun. In that moment, the universe felt less random. A delivery app had delivered them to exactly where they belonged. They married in a small ceremony, the same warm evening light that had first lit their doorway now spilling through chapel windows. A few family, a few friends. Ryo's photo placed on a seat in the front row. On their first anniversary, Kenta's phone buzzed with a notification from the delivery app.
Hana, look at this. The app sent a $5 coupon. Happy anniversary.
It remembers. We haven't ordered in a year, but it remembers.
They laughed until tears came. The irony too perfect to waste. That week, Hana placed the coupon into a simple wooden frame. They hung it on the living room wall, a small plaque below that read, "Every delivery matters."
Everyone asks why we framed a coupon. They don't understand. It's the most romantic thing we own.
Beside Ryo's picture, the framed coupon was proof. The universe routes you where you need to be. A year later, in the quiet of their living room, Kenta and Hana stood before the wall that held their story. The framed coupon rested beside Ryo's photo, two small mementos that meant everything.
Best $5 we never spent.
It bought us more than any meal ever could.
She leaned her head against his shoulder, their shadows merging on the wall. Outside, the city hummed, delivery scooters weaving through streets, unaware of the love their app had sparked. Kenta pressed a kiss to her hair, breathing in the scent of the same shampoo she'd worn on that rainy night. There was no need for words. The silence was full of belonging. Somewhere, a notification pinged in another apartment, another order, another route beginning. The universe still working. But here, in this room, two people had already been delivered exactly where they needed to be. They stepped outside. The evening light exactly as it had been that first night. Warm, golden, forgiving. Hana's old red scooter still sat parked by the curb. A little dusty, but never sold.
I'd still order food just to see you. Every single night.
I'd still be your delivery driver, and I'd still ask you to stay.
She laughed. That same flustered sound from years ago. Now full of certainty, they walked down the path, hand in hand, the scooter shrinking behind them. The same doorway, the same street, but everything was different now. Ahead, the sun dipped low, wrapping them in the same warm light that had once lit her confession. A delivery scooter hummed by, and she squeezed his hand. And as the city settled into dusk, they walked forward together into whatever came next.